And yeah, we're talking about Endgame. You knew that, right?
Oh, really? Did you guys see that yet?
Hey everybody, it's me, Peter. Welcome to Above the Line. I'm joined by Sardo and Anthopants. And today we're going to be talking about Endgame. There's obviously going to be spoilers. It's been a little while.
The spoiler ban has been lifted.
The spoiler ban has been lifted.
According to social media.
Yeah.
So
that's a thing?
I guess.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what people were saying. My biggest surprise of the whole movie was how much I enjoyed Hawkeye throughout the whole movie.
I agree. I liked him better in this than...
Yeah, I mean, better than him than in anything. He was basically a background character, I've always felt. I think it's rumored, I think he's doing like a Disney Plus show, like a Hawkeye show. I think I heard that.
What the heck is Disney Plus?
It's their new
Disney
streaming
Plus.
service. They're coming out.
Oh, Disney Plus is going to have a Hawkeye show?
Well, that's what I heard. And if I, before this movie...
With freaking the town in it?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name?
Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner's going to be in it?
He's a great actor.
Look, I think it did start a little bit slow.
Do you mean that like the Hawkeye opening?
No, I like the Hawkeye opening because it kind of... It went through the whole, like, all right, Hawkeye's doing his own thing. Yeah. And you can't do your own thing, you know? Like, we're gonna get you. You do your own thing. You should have been there helping out the Avengers. That's what happens, brah. And then they went through, like, 5 years forward. And then it got slow, where it's like Captain America's having, like, a self-help group.
Well, after they killed Thanos.
It's like, dude, Captain America, don't do a self-help group. You, like, start punching people in the face or something, right?
I mean, but, like, what's there left to do?
I guess that's it, right? Like when Captain America is
in a
self-help group. When Tony Stark is starting a family, there's nothing left to do.
Yeah.
I'm glad that
Thanos was right.
Yeah.
Let's just go straight into Fat Thor.
Yeah, that
what
was.
Think about Fat Thor.
That was one part I didn't like.
You didn't like Fat Thor?
No, surprisingly, because I know we look very similar. I felt like I understand. It's not that funny. They look like shitty Thor now. It's
now you're Thor.
Now it's North.
Yeah.
No, but
I can't go as Thor. You go as Thor.
I know.
I went as Thor last year. You go as Thor this year. This is great.
You could be Infinity War Thor.
Yeah,
and I could be Endgame Thor.
Exactly.
That's perfect.
You didn't like Fat Thor?
No, I felt like this is one of the times that, for some reason, they decided that in this movie, Thor would be the comic relief. And I understand the whole process of it, like that he was depressed, and that even if you're depressed, like you're still worthy. Fucking blah blah blah. I hate that. I didn't like that. I just felt they took a serious matter, like, oh, he's depressed, and we're gonna make this a point to say that you're still like a good person, but then they played it all off like for laughs, like it wasn't supposed to be serious. So I didn't really get it. I didn't get what they were really going for.
I get what you're saying. I wonder though if that's more to do with Chris Hemsworth as an actor. Not that like he didn't pull off a good job, like he did a great job. But when they found out that he was really good at comedy and that he was actually a comedic actor, they leaned really hard into his sense of humor and like him being kind of more of a comic character.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't understand what message is like.
You thought it took away from.
No, it made sense.
It made sense.
Captain America's doing self-help groups. Thor's got nothing left to do. Thor failed more than anybody else during Infinity War.
Yeah, I get that.
He's depressed about it. But Tony Stark's got nothing left to do other than start a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just felt like it was all like, and there was no like he didn't really have any redemption. Like throughout the whole, like what did he really do?
Yeah,
nothing.
You didn't have a moment.
Yeah, like he had no like he had such a huge moment in the last movie. And then, like this movie, he's just kind of a fat piece of shit the whole time, you know? And like he never had, and then in the end he's just like, oh, I'm going to space now, like...
Yeah, that's true. Like when you take into account how much emphasis they put on like Tony's PTSD in Iron Man 3.
Right.
And how seriously they took it and like they put a lot of care and effort into it.
Right.
So I kind of see what you're saying.
Played off for fat laughs.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Captain Marvel?
I don't like her. Okay? I feel like and I think it's just Brie Larson. I don't like her as an actress.
I think you're right.
I feel like she's very out of touch, especially in this movie. She was better in Captain Marvel. In this movie, it felt like she just showed up for like 15 minutes and recorded all of her shit and then left.
No, I think you're right. I think it's Brie Larson. Like, I don't think it's the character. I feel like somebody like Sarah Michelle Gellar would have actually pulled off a character like this.
Yeah.
Like 15 years ago.
I don't know about that.
Even
because
now,
Captain Marvel took place in like 92, so she would have been around like Sarah Michelle Gellar's age. Something I wanted to touch upon.
Okay.
When Thor meets Captain Marvel, did anybody notice, did anybody hear, I have telepathy? Did anybody notice that?
No.
Who said that? She said it?
You hear it when she looks at Thor. I have telepathy.
So she can read Thor's mind?
I think she spoke to him.
I think you're making
She said it to him.
Oh.
And then he like grabs Stormbreaker and he's like, I like her. And I think it's because he heard that.
I definitely missed that.
I totally missed that.
I mean,
too.
Unless I was hearing things, I could swear that I heard that.
Wait, so she can... How many powers does she have?
Too many powers.
That's what, but I mean, that's why I like that she wasn't in this movie a lot because
then she would have just dominated everything, and it would have been boring
I
because she would have just beaten everybody easily.
I kind of...
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with that, but I didn't like that she wasn't in this movie that much, because in Infinity War, the whole back half of Infinity War is like, Captain Marvel's coming.
Yeah, like we need somebody strong enough to take Thanos.
Yeah, like we need like some backup. And then like backup comes, and I'm like, she's there for like 5 seconds. She doesn't really do anything cool.
Well, they kill Thanos.
And then also, she can just fly through someone's ship. What the heck is? The heck is that nonsense?
She might be a little overpowered.
She's Captain Marvel.
I don't get it. I mean, Thanos is going like kind of like they're doing like say mercy to each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's beating him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? How strong is she? She's just infinitely powerful?
She's like Superman strong.
So I mentioned Shazam earlier.
Yeah.
Okay? And that wasn't by accident, okay? Because the origin of Captain Marvel used to be Shazam.
That's right.
Okay. Shazam was Captain Marvel.
So Captain Marvel started out as Shazam.
Right. But then the comic went out of business or whatever, and someone bought the Marvel bought the rights to Shazam, and they started calling him it was Captain Marvel.
Right.
And then they bought the rights to Captain Marvel, changed the whole origin story, and then DC was like still owned, I guess, the rights for like the other Shazam or something. So they're like, well, we're just going to call it Shazam and change, everything. Yeah. But originally, like the Shazam was Captain Marvel.
Yeah. And the original character is who DC sued because of all the similarities in powers to Superman. So Captain Marvel, based on its origins, is supposed to be like more or less
like
as strong as Superman.
Like a freaking wizard
type character. Yeah, which I always found problematic with Superman is that he was way too strong.
I liked her in The Room.
Yeah, I did. I liked Brie Larson.
But I think she was just a miscast.
Yeah, I agree. Sarah Michelle Gellar, man, I'm telling you.
Here's how I judge the movie. One is, do I want to watch it again? And two is, do I feel like it added to or took away from Infinity War? And I don't know how crazy I am about watching it again, and I do kind of feel like it took away from Infinity War.
Really?
Because Infinity War had such a great ending, and we lost so much, and the battles were so epic. And then in this one, they just kind of reversed it all.
Well, that was the whole...
I know that was the point, but it just something about it the way they did it, I felt cheated almost. I was hoping to not feel that way, but I did.
I don't know. I did ultimately. I think I liked Infinity War better. Than Endgame. I'm still confused about the Captain America one at the end.
What, where he's an old man?
Yeah, what?
Okay, here's what happened. Captain America had to go back in time to replace the Infinity Stones at the time that they...
No, okay, I get that.
Right, okay. What he did is he goes back in time, and he just never came back forward, and he just lived his life.
But how does that not fuck everything up?
Okay, I'll tell you how it doesn't, okay?
Okay.
So Captain America... so watch. Captain America in the first Captain America movie is 20, right? In the last movie, Endgame, he's 30.
Okay, that's...
30-year-old Captain America goes back in time just lives his life.
Okay, but...
Yes.
But then, according to that theory, because that's what I came to the conclusion at. Like, okay, so so when he's in the ice, he's living with Peggy Carter in secret.
Yes.
And doing whatever good Christian people do.
Right.
And
Captain
but
America.
but if that is the case, then that means when we get to Avengers 1.
Yeah.
Where they unfreeze Captain America.
Yeah.
That means then he has to leave as an old man and come back to then, right?
No,
but if he stays there, then there's just two Captain Americas.
There's two Captain Americas. One of them is watch. He goes back,
and he just lives in secret.
So he goes back to 30-year-old Captain America goes back to 1930. By 1960, he's 60 years old.
Right.
By this time, he's 147 years old. I don't know. I can't do the math.
He's old.
But you know what I'm saying? There's two of them at the same time. So could he mess up the time flow? Yes, but he's not a big enough player. He's not like an Infinity Stone.
So he lives his whole life secret Captain America number 2.
Yeah, he just lives his life like a normal person. But he probably does some heroic things, but he lives his life like
that's a little
person.
thin. Okay.
By the time he gets unfrozen, he would have already been an old man. He wouldn't have been much help as a superhero, as a second Captain America.
Yeah.
But I do get what you're saying, because there was a whole little tangent in the film where Tilda Swinton, whose name escapes me,
the
bald-headed time chick.
Yes, bald-headed time chick.
Yeah,
the enlightened one.
The enlightened one, right?
I don't remember what. The Sorceress Supreme before.
Yes, the Sorceress Supreme. That's it.
Explains that when you mess up the timeline, it creates a separate universe.
Yeah,
it creates a separate
the butterfly
timeline.
effect. If you will.
Yeah. I get what you're saying in that, would old Steve Rogers be in the same timeline? Wouldn't he have just tangent off into another
wouldn't it be a new
universe
thing?
They wouldn't have ended up seeing him in the same timeline because he went back and messed things up.
It's about... I think the timelines are actually...
About the Infinity Stones themselves?
I wonder if they're tied into the Time Stone itself and how you use the Time Stone.
And...
Does that make sense? Because I'm not sure if it's actually... I don't think it's about going back in time. I think it's about using the Time Stone in a way that's altering the time. That's causing a split.
Okay.
So what the Hulk was saying was no, we're going to use the Time Stone, and then we're going to bring it back to the exact moment that we took it, so it never actually leaves.
Yeah.
So the timeline is actually the exact same timeline. We're actually using... It's there's one timeline, and then we're using a loop, and then entering back inside of that exact same timeline. So the timeline's there, the loop is there, but it doesn't cause a fracture. And I think that's what Steve Rogers is doing. He's using the Time Stone to put the Time Stone back where it is, and then he's just staying there because he can.
Yeah, but then there's still two of him.
Yes, there's two of them.
I don't...
What do you mean? How do you not understand that there's two of them?
No, I understand, but how does that not mess up the timeline if there's two of the same people at the same time?
It supposedly is still the same timeline, but he's basically going through it.
So you would have to live...
He's going through it, and then he's looping back, and then looping back inside of the exact same timeline. That's what's going on. Is that making sense?
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. It's just that he
So
would have
there's
to
a loop,
live... he would have to live... But he would have to live a completely... If this dude fucking... If he hit somebody with his car or something, and that person was
And that person was his dad, and then his mom started hitting on him. Oh, no,
wait a second.
No, that's Back to Future's bullshit.
Brown. Marty.
I don't
like the time thing. I don't like the time thing at all for the same
I really
reason
liked it.
You're saying really, you like the time thing?
No. Listen, I really liked it the first time, and then I started thinking about it, and then I was wait a minute.
This is my problem with the whole time thing, though. Is that if you have something big happen in this universe, every single time I'm going to be why don't you just go back in time and fix it? I'm just going to think that every single time.
But it was clearly a process.
I know there's a process to it, but I'm saying they know how to do it.
See. Okay, we all knew that was going to happen. Mm-hmm. We all knew what that movie was about, and I believe they didn't. I feel like they didn't do an easy way out, we're just going to go back in time and then kill baby Hitler or Thanos, whatever. And, you know, and
Thanos. That's how you know it's him.
That would have been stupid. So I mean, I think at least they created something that was at least a story. And
I agree.
It was very thin.
I like the way that they handled the time travel thing.
Yeah.
Because they fixed it in a way that there are still consequences. They fixed it in a way that Spider-Man's going to go to school and like half of his class is going to already be graduated because they're all 5 years older now. And like there's still this matter of everybody had to be brought back to the present, and it took them 5 years to figure this out, as opposed to like, oh, we'll just go back in time and undo everything. Like, they didn't undo everything.
I was hoping his friend,
would have just been like an older...
Yes, would have been like 5 years older when they saw each other. And it's like, oh, dude, like, you lost. You're the same age, but like, I'm 5 years older. I already graduated.
I think that the entire cast of Homecoming is going to have conviently been snapped out of existence.
You think so?
So that they can stay the same age. I think that Flash Thompson and
but that's the kind of...
It would be better if somebody wasn't, though. Like his love interest is now 5 years older.
Yeah.
And he has to deal with that.
That would have been very Spider-Man.
That doesn't sell tickets.
That doesn't sell tickets.
But that would have been very Spider-Man. Like, that would have felt like the comics. Like, that's like something Peter Parker would
I'm going to tell you my problem with time travel. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, so Infinity Wars happens, Thanos snaps his fingers, everyone disappears, and it's like, they lost. And then I'm thinking, what clever way are they going to find to, like, defeat Thanos and possibly bring back their friends? And when you go to time travel, it's not clever, because it's such an obvious thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's the obvious choice. Like, we'll just... Like, oh no, Captain America died. We'll just bring him back from the dead. And you're like, oh.
But they didn't. Like, I get what you're saying if it worked the way that Back to the Future works.
Yeah, it wasn't just I feel like they made it like... they had to do a bunch of things
to unsnap.
To do it.
To get the snap
It wasn't just like, we have this DeLorean and
what about Hulk?
We can fly back.
What about Hulk just not even being in the movie?
He
doesn't fight, ever. He has no fight.
But he does the snap, though.
Yeah, he does the snap, but I was looking... Like, he doesn't fight in Infinity Wars other than in the beginning with Thanos.
And he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, which is cool, but then he never gets his second shot at Thanos.
Yeah, he never gets his redemption.
Why not have Hulk with the gimpy arm fighting Thanos?
Yeah, I actually would have liked to see him, like, one-arm fighting Thanos.
I liked that he was like Professor Hulk, though.
Yeah. I didn't mind the Professor Hulk. I just wanted to see him fight.
Earlier in the movie, he did talk about how he felt like he had lost twice. He lost as the Hulk, and then he lost as Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
And he does get to have kind of a redemptive moment as Bruce. But does the Hulk feel... I mean, like, I guess the Hulk gets his redemptive moment by being strong enough to take the snap. Mm-hmm. But, like, the Hulk part of his... Like, his alter ego didn't really get to have, like, this redemptive... Rock'em Sock'em Robots moment with Thanos.
Yeah.
We lost Black Widow.
Yes.
Right.
Then anyone who dies, Gamora doesn't come back.
Well, yeah, technically, but like...
But there's like a new Gamora now.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying with the time.
I know, that's what I'm saying, too.
They fix all the problems.
But, like, at least they didn't go back and, like, get Black Widow.
Well, you can't get Black Widow because she died because of the stone.
So did Gamora.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about.
But, I mean...
It's like... Because then you could do the same thing with Black Widow.
Yeah.
But no,
like anybody?
But I guess
anybody else who's died?
And what about, like, the fact that, like, she doesn't even get acknowledged?
Who, Gamora?
No.
Black Widow?
What
Yeah.
do you mean she doesn't get acknowledged?
Like, there's no funeral. They're like, oh, she died, and then, like, end of scene.
Oh, because Tony Stark gets the funeral?
Oh, I mean, at the end, they give, like, a funeral to, I guess, to Tony.
Well, okay. That makes sense that Iron Man dies, because that goes along with his arc.
I still want it. Yeah, I get it.
And it's also like we've already had 3 movies with him.
Right.
And so I'm like, okay. It also makes sense that Captain America is no longer...
I wanted Captain America to be the one who died, but...
Well, he's on his way out.
He's out of the movie.
He's weirdly confused. Well, yeah, I know. That's why I wanted him to die.
But Black Widow dies. Fine. We lose Vision. Right.
But no one cares.
I thought we should have had more people die.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like from the end fight or something. Like let's waste like Ant-Man. Maybe you didn't have to kill Ant-Man, but you shouldn't have Ant-Man get hit like with the missile. Like the missile hits him, right?
Yeah. That scene I thought Ant-Man was
I was like,
gone.
oh, they killed Ant-Man.
I thought immediately, like, oh man, they just killed Ant-Man.
So like Ant-Man's like, I think this is gonna work, guys.
Yeah,
and
right
then,
after the snap.
You know, like in Hot Shots, where Giannis sings, and then the missile lands, and Giannis sings, then he's like spits his lemonade out. That's what happened to Ant-Man.
No, yeah. I thought Ant-Man died right then and there.
Yeah.
They should have killed Ant-Man.
That would have been awesome.
They shouldn't have had Hawkeye in there, because Hawkeye was in there, and it's like don't put the humans in there. Put the people in like the power suits.
Yeah.
And the Hulk and stuff. That's fine, because they can take the hit. But Ant-Man can't take it. Hawkeye can't take it.
I just feel like they didn't want anything to distract from Tony Stark's death. Infinity War originally, Captain America was supposed to show up for the first time in Wakanda at the final battle, but they didn't do that because they thought it would take away from Thor's moment when he shows up. I think that's kind of the same thing they did for this. If they would have killed somebody else, then Well, but I mean, he overshadows everybody anyway. Anybody else they could have killed. Yeah. It would have been overshadowed.
It makes sense why they had kind of more of a soft killing of Captain America.
Yeah.
Because
And ultimately, I like the way that ended too. I mean, I still don't get it, but ultimately, I was satisfied.
Captain America gives the shield to Sam Wilson.
Right.
In the comic books,
it's Bucky, right?
It's Bucky first, but Sam Wilson does take the shield up eventually after Bucky.
So I just watched it again, right? There's this weird kind of unspoken dialogue that goes between Bucky and Sam.
Yeah.
And it seems like Bucky knows what's going on already. He's like, oh, Sam, he calls him over, and he tells him to go over, and he doesn't go with him. So I don't know. I don't know if there was a Captain America finds Bucky in the past
and tells him
or something. But that was a weird. I mean, I guess that would make sense, but that was a strange moment for him to
Why was Bucky
not be like, hey man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Remember Brooklyn? You piece of shit.
The guy's name is the Falcon.
Yeah.
Right. How cool would it be if we had a Falcon and a Winter Soldier?
There's going to be a TV show that's going to be on Disney Plus.
Are you serious?
Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah, that one for sure is happening.
What?
Yeah.
Dude, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, that's on the Disney Plus.
Oh man, Disney's going
they're gonna
hard with this Disney Plus.
It's going to be $6.99.
$699 a month.
$6.99 a month. The problem is I already have Netflix and Amazon. I don't want to have 100 streaming.
Fucking cancel them, dude. Disney Plus. They're going to buy everything else anyway.
You think Disney Plus is where it's at?
I think it's going to be. I think it's you can have
Disney Plus
and Netflix.
They're also supposedly going to have a Loki series.
Really? A Loki series?
Which I guess makes because Loki in one of the timelines
is now
escaped.
Yeah, so I think that's what that's setting up for.
Tesseract back.
And they're saying that he's going to be it's going to be a show about him showing up at different points of history and influencing.
So they did create a timeline split.
But see now, so with the timeline with
there's a multiverse.
Yeah, with the Spider-Man trailer, they introduced the multiverse.
Oh.
Kind of like Spider-Man Into the Multiverse.
Yeah,
it's right there in the name. But that's how the comics are. There's infinite things that happen. If this, we're just go to this timeline. It's all the same bullshit. They should have just killed Doctor Strange, if we're being honest. Because who wants to see Doctor Strange 2? Fucking nobody.
I like Doctor Strange.
I like Doctor Strange. You didn't like Doctor Strange?
No, I didn't.
So if there's going to be a Falcon and Winter Soldier series, then what happens with Sam Wilson having the shield? Isn't he going to take the Captain America mantle at some point?
I don't know. I don't know if he's just going to have it.
I'd actually like to see
How does that work, though? Because Captain America is a superhuman.
Does the Falcon he's just a dude.
Does the Falcon stay the Falcon, but with the shield?
No, I think that he'd don the Captain America suit and then just be really careful.
Yeah, be really careful.
Just fight other guys and not anyone superhuman.
This doesn't. I don't think that's gonna work. Disney Plus. When does Disney Plus come out?
November.
You're looking forward to this thing.
Hell yeah! The future, man. Disney bought everything. Fox, everything.
You think they did this? So this was their long game plan.
Well, now they can literally say whatever they can do. Well, yeah.
now that
For
there's
sure.
a multiverse,
That's why they bought up Fox and like Star Wars and all this other stuff.
For sure. Because now, and they're undercutting, and they're undercutting the price by like almost more than half.
Well, how long do you think it's going to be before the thing jacks
up? Not very long, but still. But I mean, honestly, they can afford it. Who cares? It's Disney. You shit money all fucking day.
Oh, what are you like? What are you, a member or something?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's no reason for them to not. I mean, they can knock it up a couple bucks, but like, what do they care?
No, I'm just saying, Disney Plus, November.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Disney Plus.
$6.99.
Remember, $6.99.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we know. Get out of here, we.
He's wearing mouse ears.
You poop like the rest of us, man. You know what we should talk about? The new Star Wars trailer.
What? We haven't talking about anymore.
We're already so far off topic. My favorite moment when Captain America wields the hammer.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
You're a jerk for stealing
that. Was
it was awesome. In the notes.
My favorite part of the movie was when. Dang it! That's my favorite part too.
Yeah, that part was awesome.
I was kind of hoping that would be longer.
Yeah.
Captain America versus Captain America. I was kind of hoping that would last a little bit longer, but I guess he knows all of his own tricks, so he'd be able to beat himself pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Let's talk about Captain America wielding Mjolnir. Kind of jumping back to Avengers Ultron, Age of Ultron.
Yeah, where
when
he almost moved
budges the hammer, and Joss Whedon hinted, or someone asked why Steve Rogers wasn't worthy, and he said, "Well, is he not worthy? Like, do we know? Did he fail or did he stop?" And he kind of just left it in the air like that. I guess that the interpretation is
that's fucking stupid. First of all,
why is it stupid?
No, just because. Listen, they make movies and then they go back and say it tries to connect. And did he cannot? Is he not worthy or did he stop? Why would he stop? That's stupid. No. You're just trying to make a connection because you made a funny joke in Avengers 2, and now you're trying to play it off like I knew the whole time.
No.
Fuck you, Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon didn't say this after Endgame came out. He said it after Age of Ultron came out. Like, before any of the other movies came out.
That's still bullshit.
That's on your face.
That's still bullshit. Let's get a direct reference
in the comics,
on that. I want to see a date on that quote, and then we'll talk.
In the comics, Captain America uses the hammer.
Yes, that's true.
Well,
so they had it planned that Captain America
was edit out what I just said.
Just cut that. Dude, the audience went nuts during that scene.
Yeah.
They went nuts. The best was like, I don't know who the first one through the portal was, like when the snap happened, then like Doctor Strange opens the portal and now everyone starts flooding through. I think it was Black Panther.
Yeah.
Black Panther comes through first, and literally someone in the audience is like, Panther!
Yeah, it's true.
Just like, just a war cry.
Everyone kind of got their moment.
Yeah.
And the audience went wild for like everyone. I think that Spider-Man got a really big reaction when he finally made it on screen. But yeah, the biggest, by far, the biggest reaction was wielding.
Oh yeah.
When Captain America got the hammer, everyone just went bananas. So what are we looking forward to in the next?
Yeah, the next big. I get what you're saying. Like the next big arc in Marvel.
Who's gonna be like the new?
Yeah.
Well, it has to be
Galactus.
Yeah, actually, that's what I was thinking. I'm thinking
Galactus
because they're gonna do the Inhumans movie, right, or whatever.
I think I don't know what's going on with the Inhumans, but what I was thinking was that they might not do this because they did it in the Fantastic Four movie, but they might run into Silver Surfer in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, in the third Guardians of the Galaxy, which I kind of like the idea of that.
Okay.
That's good.
But then that would be Silver Surfer introducing Galactus again, which they did in Fantastic Four.
But they can just pretend like those movies never existed because the Human Torch is Captain America anyway.
That's how Chris Evans comes back.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Captain. Oh no, I'm Human Torch, guys.
No.
Yeah.
I think they could. Because they've had three shitty Fantastic Four movies.
What's the third one?
The third one's the new, like the reboot that's just bombed so hard.
Then you're saying 4 Fantastic Four movies because there's the one from like the 90s. It's clobbering time.
That one was never even released.
No, that doesn't count.
It does too.
No, it doesn't.
It counts.
They could reboot it though, like good.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to now that you told me about this Disney Plus. I'm looking forward to the Falcon. I was about to call him Hawkman. Hawkman and Metal Arm McGee. That's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to the Falcon and Winter Soldier, man, on a TV show together. Yeah. That's going to be awesome.
That should be pretty good.
I think that's the next thing I'm looking forward to. But Galactus is the big bad, dude. That's the next thing.
I do think Galactus would be the next best way to go.
That would make sense.
And
Silver Surfer would be cool.
I do think, like introducing Silver Surfer, hopefully in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, would be a really cool way to go.
Now they own X-Men too.
Yeah.
So
oh, that's right.
I think
those movies kind of suck. So
they're making another one.
I know, and it looks.
They've announced this is like supposed to be the end of the Fox
Sony
X-Men franchise.
And apparently
Fox owns
this
X-Men.
last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But apparently it's really bad.
Really, the new Dark.
That's what I hear. It's been getting really bad.
Test
audiences have not enjoyed themselves.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's like the 14th movie with the X-Men in it.
Like, but they shouldn't do like Wolverine and like all these characters that we've seen. They should do like other X-Men.
I think they should do the original 5, which had Angel and Iceman and Beast. Beast was human when he was
Cyclops.
And then there was Cyclops and Jean Grey, and then there's Professor X. So I guess.
And there's no way that you recast Hugh Jackman. They could never do no one else can play Wolverine as far as I'm concerned.
You think so? They're gonna get somebody who can play it and do a better job.
No.
Hugh Jackman was good.
No, Hugh Jackman.
But he wasn't like the greatest thing ever.
Is Wolverine.
He wasn't like Heath Ledger's Joker.
Okay, that was the only exception to the rule, and I fucking knew you were gonna bring that.
What about
I fucking knew you were gonna do
Joker?
What are you doing?
What?
We're hopping in different comic universes.
What was the topic?
Avengers Endgame.
I think
something about the Joker.
We were talking about what we're looking forward to, and where we think we're going with the Marvel, and I think we answered it.
Yeah, then the Joker movie's coming out. What about Shazam? Do you guys see Shazam?
Yeah. Out of here.
Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me, Hans. Thanks for joining me, Anthopants.
Thank you.
And
I wish I could say I had a good time.
We will see you next time.